So I'm Rosemary Levesque, and thank you so much for being here today. I'm reading Chapter 16 in the Wellness Universe Guide to Self-Care for Goddesses. And Chapter 16 is about finding your voice and about embodying sound as a tool to help you remember your divine self. Please go to Amazon and find our book, the Self-Care Guide for Goddesses, and also get in touch with me. My information is available here on the live recording. I would love to hear from you. All right, so I'm going to read my chapter and pause from time to time to allow you to have some time to breathe and feel what is going on. Beyond words, feel instantly empowered through sound. By Rosemary Levesque, licensed spiritual healer. Short or long or in between, Trussie's hair makes her a queen. A beauty queen with crowning glory. But listen, girls, here's the rest of the story. There's a beauty secret her hairdresser knows. I bet you can finish the jingle. Here's my story. The natural rhythm in the jingle feels almost like a heartbeat. It resonates with human speech and emotions, the inner child, mystery, royalty, and even glory. I can't say that having a Trussie doll when I was 10 years old made me feel like a queen, but I never forgot the rhythmic words that sold me on wanting her. A special key inserted into her lower back released long tresses from inside her head that could be fashioned into a fancy dew or eased into luscious waves cascading over her shoulders. Since I also had long hair, I could relate. The jingle stuck. My friends, more than myself, were into popular music and could sing along to any popular tune. Because I loved ballet and all forms of dance offered at the studio where I took lessons, I danced to Tchaikovsky, Bach, and other masters, fully embodying rhythm and tone. Though I struggled with form, I always felt the music flow through me, guiding my steps. Pretty hands, my ballet teacher reminded us. And to this day, my hands express ballerina moves in yoga poses and exercises, while my feet quietly glide across wooden studio floors. Muscle memory. That's the lasting power of embodied sound. Whether the sound that's embodied is empowering, graceful, or nurturing, or the opposite, your body, mind, and soul remember. Sound is wordless, vibrating energy that creates and animates all matter. Sound resonates within and awakens the divine in all forms, from Fibonacci spirals in sunflowers and snail shells to hexagonal patterns in snowflakes and quartz crystals. All patterns come from specific sound frequencies influencing physical form. Though I was never trained as a musician, I deeply enjoyed choir, harmony, and the feeling of strength that came through my voice. My interest in using sound for healing began with listening to gongs, crystal and Tibetan bowls, and tuning forks. Unlike loud sounds coming through speakers at a concert, pure tone frequencies in subtle volume feels powerfully cleansing, liberating, releasing, or spiritually enlightening and empowering, depending on the frequency of the sound and your own state of receptivity. For many years, I tolerated a small cyst under my right eye. See, it's not there anymore. When it appeared to increase in size, I began to employ natural healing methods from my toolkit, such as essential oils, clay, or abrasion. Nothing worked until I began giving myself sound facials. I used the vibrating stems of 2 weighted body tuners to gently massage my face, pausing on acupressure points. And I made sure I applied the vibrating sound frequency directly to the cyst. Within days, the sebaceous cyst I endured for years was gone. In addition, my face looked more youthful with fewer wrinkles. Sound provides more than physical healing. It works on emotional, mental, and spiritual levels as well. More importantly, from my point of view, spirit communicates with me through entrainment of sound from activated tuning forks in the etheric field of the body. I have one here to just show you. When I first began using tuning forks during healing sessions, the techniques came easily to me. I followed a training protocol to revitalize and balance energy centers, the chakras, using energy tuning forks in Solfegio Frequencies. These tones are commonly called ut, re, mi, fa, sol, and la. The protocol uses the concept of resonant and dissonant frequencies. So, dissonant tone is created when 2 specific solfeggio tones are activated together, like this. It creates a dissonant frequency. Dissonant tuning fork sounds find dissonant or out of balance vibrations in the body. In either situation, resonance and dissonance each cause vibrations in physical, emotional, and spiritual body. This is important to note. Think of it this way. You've likely heard of the opera singer who is able to hit the exact note which causes a glass to vibrate and shatter. The perfect pitch of her voice matches the frequency of the glass. They resonate and vibrate together. In the case of the tuning fork sounds, aspects of the person vibrate in sync with the tuning forks. Resonant sounds replenish healthy tissue and emotions, while dissonant sounds find and vibrate dissonant emotions, unhealthy tissues, and old wounds to ultimately release vibrations that don't support the soul. Both are fundamental to healing and empowerment. My tuning forks can be held by the stem upside down to act as a pendulum, like this. If you worked with pendulums before, you know that there's a skill to having valid feedback from the divination process. In the sound healing technique, I use tuning forks as pendulums, which move the energy of the client, first filling and balancing each energy center before moving on to the next chakra. The movement is called entrainment. Several important things happen during this process. The tuning forks pick up on the energy of the client and read their energy. See, circles like this is balanced. The sound frequencies resonate with the energy in the body to affect change in physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. The sound coming from the tuning forks entrain with the energy of the body to inform me of balance or imbalance, full and functioning or depleted, blocked or non-functioning. One client in particular stands out, expressing what I learned to be the magical power of divine frequencies. In this particular session, as my client lay face down on my session table, the tuning fork behaved differently than expected as I held the tuning fork as pendulum over her heart. It was this tuning fork, in fact. And it was supposed to be moving like this, in beautiful clockwise circles. But what happened was it moved incessantly in clockwise, then counterclockwise circles, as if digging deeply into her soul. She began to cry, loud sobs, as she felt the specific sound frequency move through her. I felt more than intrigued with what I witnessed. The pure power of sound not only detected her deeply hidden heart pain, but also persisted in its action until she completed her release. After her session, she commented, "The tuning forks directly affected a pain body in my heart chakra that I dreamt about last night. When all 6 tuning forks were used, I saw and felt the emotional joy and exaltation of the rainbow. I felt white light, and my energy expanded out to unity." Sound vibrations can shake off low frequencies of poor self-esteem, guilt, anger, pain. Use sound to heal unwanted calcifications, growths, wrinkles, injuries, and wounds. Shift your energy toward regeneration, healing, new tissue, and new awareness. The opposite is also true. Dissonant frequencies, harsh words, memories of trauma and injuries embed themselves into your body, especially the heart. Harsh words, judgmental tones, criticism, frustration, anger, hatred, and unworthiness reveal themselves as dis-ease, not at ease, with self and soul. The disconnection from spirit happens when you embody these wordless frequencies, which make you forget your innate power brought from soul to self. The goddess within awaits your remembering. Healing and empowering the heart. When I taught biology years ago, we discussed in class the role of the heart as a pump. You might remember those days. Its sole function was to pump blood through the body so that blood could pick up oxygen from the lungs, release carbon dioxide to the lungs for elimination. As a heart muscle pumps blood, it delivers nutrients and oxygen to all cells, carrying away waste to be filtered by other organs, like the kidneys and liver. It's all very systematic, precise, intellectual. I remember being fascinated as a child with a diagram of the heart in the encyclopedia, which showed with transparencies the outside of the heart and cross sections of the chambers, arteries, and veins. The heart as a pump had me hooked on studying biology at an early age. My brain was fed with knowledge, while my heart was filled with passion for learning. Yet, in biology classes, we never discussed any intelligence associated with the heart. Even so, the heart has its own neural center with about 40,000 neurons. The energy center of the heart chakra, is exactly in the center of all the major chakras. The heart generates an electromagnetic field greater than any other area in the body. It has an electromagnetic frequency 60 times stronger than that of the brain. As a centrally located chakra, it's a bridge between the mental and physical states of the person, where thoughts are transformed and interpreted into feelings that manifest in physical form. The brain at the controls. As the brain develops with priorities for intellectual superiority, the brain takes over. It becomes a thinking machine. In biology class, the brain was depicted as the conductor, which controlled everything, every bodily function, including breathing while sleeping. As an important organ in the body, it's responsible for receiving information from the outside, from culture, religion, education, society, etc., to develop a belief system. Thoughts produce chemicals in the brain that, when you repeatedly think about an idea or belief, creates a groove in the brain, like a record groove, much like the one I created from Tressy's jingle that we started with. The world is an unfriendly place for the brain. It protects you constantly, being aware, ready to fight and defend. For some people, the thinking machine is hard to turn off or bypass. Now let's talk a moment about the heart-brain relationship. It's important for goddesses. Empowerment to humans as divine embodied beings comes from bypassing the brain's control and learning how to improve your intuition. feel more heart-centered, guided by inspiration, and empowered to live life fully. What is inspiration? According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, inspiration is a divine influence or action on a person believed to qualify him or her to receive and communicate sacred revelation. It's also inhaling. Isn't it interesting that the breath of life is divine embodiment? In my training as a certified vibrational sound master teacher, it's sound that provides the means of communication from the divine, inspiration, sacred revelation, and empowerment through sound in pure tone frequencies. The brain is intellectual, where the heart is intelligence, which is driven by a universal consciousness. Even though the heart is not limited by intellect, the brain often uses and exploits the heart. By the time you reach adolescence, the brain takes over, making the heart a slave. The brain perceives the world through ordinary senses, taste, touch, smell, etc., and feeds the heart information. The brain says, I want you to feel what I'm thinking. And if the heart receives the message of fear from the brain, fear becomes an emotion that manifests in the body. Fear is a dissonant frequency. Heart disease can be considered the manifestation of dissonant frequencies to the heart. Can heart disease be an overuse of the brain to the heart, in that the heart feels useless and not able to be what it was created to be? What did the brain make the heart forget? The heart is intelligent and, in fact, has its own source of intelligence through a connection to the divine. Research shows that EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, produced by the heart are transmitted through touch and intention, physical and emotional stimuli. You are much more powerful than you can imagine. You have a super connection to Source when you connect through the heart, bypassing the intellect of the thinking brain. Though the brain is useful in helping you to survive, fight, flight, ego, etc., you surrender too much of your purpose in life to it, the brain. In reestablishing the heart as the center of spiritual intelligence, you can become inspired beyond your limiting beliefs. Sound helps you break through that barrier. Now, I realize that was a lot, and I'd like you just to pause for a moment and take a breath before we begin our next step. Good. Here's my tool. I'm providing you with 3 powerful steps, which work together for the feeling of instantaneous empowerment. The first is breath, the second is sound, and the third is embodiment. Step 1, breath. The still point, breathing through the heart exercise. I use this often with my clients and my students, and it actually comes from the Heart Math Institute, which it does not say in the chapter, but I'm telling you now. Practice breathing only 6 times per minute. A count of 5 seconds on an inhale, 5 seconds on an exhale. This heart-focused breathing activates the vagus nerve. There's a point right here behind your ear that comes down the neck, the vagus nerve, which influences the heart and lungs. So the heart-focused breathing activates the vagus nerve, which affects all organs in the body. Imagine that your breath is coming from and through your heart. There's a reason why your lungs are in close proximity and included in the heart chakra. It's not just biological placement. Try to pause at the end of an inhale before you exhale. This is the still point, the moment of freedom. No stress, no time or space. It's the moment of presence. So 5 count in, pause, 5 count out, pause. Step 2. Affirmations, voice, and Solfeggio frequencies. Affirmations aligning to the divine. Affirmations are positive statements that reflect what the soul wants. Your brain may want to override your thoughts with patterns and beliefs already ingrained into deep neural pathways. As a result, when you write or say an affirmation, it may feel like a stretch, like you don't believe it. The beauty of working with affirmations is that they help retrain the brain to allow it to come into alignment with what the soul already knows to be true. It's important to verbalize your affirmations. Use your voice. Saying affirmations out loud, singing, shouting, and even moving to them helps you embody these new thoughts more profoundly. Use a representation of the chakra system to inspire you to write and verbalize similar affirmations for each chakra. For example, the root chakra represents the state of being. The affirmation offered is, I am. You might also say, I feel safe. I am protected, or simply, my home is my sanctuary. Be sure to also use powerful words in a positive tone. I am safe is completely different from I'm not in danger. And if you start with the upper chakras, the affirmations you use will bring divine wisdom into your crown. And if you start with the root chakra, you create a solid foundation on which to build or rebuild your confidence and creativity. You choose. Solfeggio frequencies are replenishment and balance of divine energies. Solfeggio frequencies are based on sacred mathematics or sacred geometry. The numbers represent the vibration during a span of time called hertz. The tuning fork vibrates. If it vibrates really fast, you get a higher pitched tone. These Solfeggio frequencies form the basis of Gregorian chants, as well as New Age music based in ancient wisdom. Listening to these pure tone Solfeggio frequencies helps to realign the physical body with divine intention. Voicing these tones out loud works in tandem with the vibration of the tuning forks. Embody your inner goddess with sound to manifest each intention associated with these frequencies. So I have here Oot. Oot is 396 hertz, liberating guilt and fear. So I'm going to tap Oot with my singing quartz. So if you can hear that, I would listen to Oot here and breathe, inhale and exhale, liberating guilt and fear. So turning that into an affirmation that I can sound, I can say, I liberate, I release any guilt and fear that I may be holding in my body. And you can sound the sound with your voice. Let me see if I can get this. So I'm embodying the sound with my voice as I'm listening to the sound. And these sounds are available on YouTube. You can find them anywhere. Ray, 417 hertz, undoing situations and facilitating change. There it is, Ray. I like the word undoing, because undoing means that it can be undone, that it doesn't have to stay in its traumatic memory form forever. These tones can undo trauma and injury and dis-ease. Me, 528 hertz, and I might not have that one because I was using it with a student the other day. 528 hertz is the miracle frequency. Transformation in miracles is also known to support DNA repair. Fa, 639 hertz, connecting relationships, connecting and relationships. Fa, the one for the heart. And Sol, 741 hertz. Sol, here's Sol. Sol, tapping it. There we go. Expression and solutions, also associated with the throat chakra, speaking your words, speaking your truth. Very high pitch. I can't voice it. I'd have to go down a few octaves. Like that. And La, awakening intuition. You would love this one because it can help activate the pineal gland, which supports intuition. Activate the pineal gland, awaken intuition. Step 3. I know that's fun. I'd like to do that all day. Step 3, embodiment. The integration of breath and sound. You breathe every moment. Sound surrounds and penetrates your day, mostly without your awareness or conscious involvement. However, when you choose how to breathe, what to say, and what sounds you want to hear, you change your vibration. The magic comes with your intention to embody these frequencies so that you come more into alignment with your inner goddess, the highest version of yourself, your perfect soul blueprint. Movement helps embed codes and memory into your cells. For example, tension at your shoulders. Anybody have tension? Or wrinkled brow, or even forgetting to breathe, holding your breath, may be almost entirely subconscious, yet these subtle movements partner with emotions to become embodied as fear, anger, worry, and pain. To help embody the divine frequencies of sound and breath, specific affirmations help. The magic of sound with meditative movement crystallizes your efforts. So my favorite forms of movement involve dance, yoga, and qigong. The important elements to include with these practices require you to let go of thought. Become meditative, breathe, and listen to your inner voice. External sounds you hear with your ears become insignificant when you tap into the feelings and rhythm of sound in your body. Joy, peace, enrichment, balance, and relaxation. The opposite is also true. When you remember the feelings of peace and joy, your muscles relax into remembering that you are divine. You are goddess embodied. You remember your perfect blueprint, which is unspoken and beyond words. Well, I think I made it just in time. So I invite you to connect with me. I love working with sound. I love teaching people about how to work with sound and how to embody sound to change their vibration. And really that's what we're talking about, is how you can change your vibration and how I have changed my vibration over time, gradually. I mentioned in an earlier book that I contributed to Chapter 2 that the Om sound is one that is easy to hear and remember. If you have a tuning fork for Om, you can just listen. Here, I hope you can hear it. So you can just listen, you can feel it on your body. This is a body tuner, so you can have it go right into your sternum. And you can use your voice to help crystallize that beautiful vibration, the vibration of the sound of the earth, directly into your body. Well, my time is up for now. Please connect with me on the Wellness Universe. I'm Rosemary Levesque, and my website is secondnaturehealing.com. Thank you so much for being here today.